Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about In Re Gault. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about In Re Gault, which was a juvenile case, and it dealt with the establishment of those constitutional protections dealing with due process rights. Now, in this case, it took place in June of 1964, and it dealt with two friends. You had Jerry Gault and Ronald Lewis. Now, during this time period, they thought that it would be fun to make some prank phone calls. And the law at the time in Arizona stated that any type of obscene phone calls was a violation of the law. Now, one of the individuals that the juveniles had contacted recognized Jerry's voice and contacted local authorities, who went out and located Jerry and placed Jerry under arrest. Now, during this arrest procedure, Jerry was not entitled to contact his parents to inform them that he was being placed in custody, nor when the parents realized that he was in custody was he given the ability to come home. This would lead to Jerry being in custody all the way up to his hearing. Now, during the hearing, Judge Robert McKee would actually oversee both Jerry and Ronald's trial. Now, Jerry would claim his innocence, claiming that he only had a small part to play in this incident, that Ronald was the one that actually made the vulgar comments. However, he would actually be sentenced by the judge to 6 years in juvenile detention. Now, the issue with the sentence itself was how adults who faced similar charges were only giving a smaller sentence or had to pay a fine of only $50, but yet Jerry was sentenced to a 6-year sentence. Now, the parents of Jerry filed a petition for writ of habeas corpus, arguing that their son had not received a fair trial. Unfortunately, Judge McGee denied the petition, stating that Jerry had committed a misdemeanor. However, the parents still were not satisfied with the case, feeling that Jerry should have specific rights established for himself. So they appealed to the Arizona Supreme Court. Now, the Arizona Supreme Court upheld the conviction of Jerry Gault. Now, this kind of frustrated the Gaults to the point where they decided to take this case all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court. Now, the key issue was that they were asking the Supreme Court to review was whether juveniles were entitled to the same constitutional protections as adults were. So on May 15th of 1967, the Supreme Court ruled actually in favor in an 8-1 decision for Jerry Gault, declaring that the proceedings in Arizona's juvenile court were unconstitutional. The judge that actually wrote the majority opinion emphasized that the due process clause of the 14th Amendment also applies to juveniles. Uh, Now, these rights include things like the right to remain silent, the right to legal representation, and the right to know the charges that are being brought up against the individual. Now, the impact that this case had on juvenile justice was extremely large. It was groundbreaking at the time, as it established that children must be afforded the same constitutional protections as their adult counterparts when it comes to any type of criminal proceedings. The court's ruling really ensured that juveniles have the right to uh, counsel, they have the right to remain silent, they have the right to know what they're being charged with. They have the right to contact their parents. You know, this case really kind of helped establish the fundamental rights that juveniles actually have today.